Hello and welcome to We Got a Podcast, a podcast about Dragon Ball from A to Z, from Earth to Namek to Sadala. We cover it all. My name is Randy.
And I'm Booty Call Doug.
And I'm Kenji Yamamoto Ken.
We're the world's strongest under the heavens trio de dangers here every other week to talk your ear off about fights, goofs, and everything else in the Dragon Ball cosmos. This episode, we're going to be talking about some good old Dragon Ball video games. But first, I got to ask that age-old question. Doug, how you doing?
Randy, you're doing great, buddy. As you can see behind me in the visual form, sorry, audio listeners, but I got Saichōrō. That's how you pronounce it, right? Saichōrō?
You got it.
The Great Elder, which just translates to Great Elder. You know, it's just the old guy, but it's the old Namekian.
It is literally the eldest.
Right, the eldest. I got the SH Figuarts version of it. So happy, so glad. I avoided paying tariffs for them because I canceled my order on Hobby Genki for them because I pre-ordered it there back when it was a good deal, but then tariffs hit. And so, yeah, luckily I partnered up with JP Fans and got hooked up with this. So I've been the luckiest boy in the world. And yeah, so that's it. I got this Goku as well, the new SH Figuarts base form Goku. He's beautiful. Haven't opened him yet. Going to open him for a video soon. I don't have the Super Saiyan God one out. That just came out recently, though. That one's still eluding me.
Yeah.
But
that one looks sick, though.
It does look good. Like side by side with the old version of him. Man, these improvements they've been doing have been A-class. So, yeah, I'm eating good, Randy.
Well, I have a really quick question. That base form Goku, is that one an easy one to come by? Is that one that's like $90 or is that like a $35 thing?
You're right. It's a general release figure. It's one of those ones that should end up popping up at like Target or Walmart or whatnot for like, I think $38 now. It used to be $35, but thanks to this world we're in now, it's up to $38. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Get your hands on it. When does it come out, Ken? You said?
For me, it's like October, I think.
Yeah. So in America.
July. That one, July.
Yeah.
Okay.
So soon. By the time this episode's out, it might be in your shelves. On your shelves.
I'm going to have to go take a look because I do have that Super Saiyan God Goku pre-ordered, and that's supposed to be July any day now. So, fingers crossed because I'm excited for it.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Well, Ken, what's new with you?
I pre-ordered GTA 6.
Oh, you bit the bullet?
And I didn't just bite the bullet, Doug. I bought the Ultimate Edition bullet.
You paid an extra $20 for cosmetics?
Not just cosmetics.
It's like vehicles and it's guns, and I think there's like an extra heist or something like there is actual stuff being locked behind this. And I
figured
stores. It has been 13 years since the last GTA. We won't get the next one for another 30 at this rate of the exponential rate that we've been going at. And so I'm just like, why not? I'm already a digital boy. I don't necessarily care about physical copies. So I was like, why not? I'm going to sink my teeth into this game. I'll just do the $100 version. But, Doug, I'm Doug-minded because I'm out here saving money. Costco had $100 worth of PlayStation Network cards for $85. So I did that.
Wow.
So,
beat the system. You said screw the man by just doing a Costco.
It ended up only being about $93 all told after tax and everything. So not too bad.
I kind of wish I did that too, like the Ultimate Edition, but like I do still want that physical case. I can't even see the copy now. It's just the case with no disc inside because I just want a physical case to put along my collection that I then put behind a shelf that I close the door on and never see physically. But whatever, it's still something about it. For me, obviously, if you were ever in my room, about aesthetics and boxes and whatnot. So there's no option to buy an Ultimate Edition physical. So that kind of sucks. And now what even sucks more is that I don't have that extra days to preload it into my system. I'm going to get it the day it comes out and then spend that whole day downloading it. And if my lamp is on in my kitchen, then that's going to make the internet even slower for some reason. Make me have to wait 2 days to download the game.
We will have a week preload time.
Right, but I won't because I won't have the...
You will.
Oh.
The game will be available for sale physically, of course, in the physical case on November 12th. So they have thought ahead for this.
When does the game actually come out? Like the 19th?
The 19th. So you will be able to pick up your download code on the 12th.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you're set.
Okay.
This is one of those things they planned ahead for.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, this is going to be kind of an oversimplification of things, but I think it's anti-consumer to not have someone have a physical disc that they can sell back to GameStop. Anecdotally, we've been hearing a lot of issues, people going to GameStop wanting to buy the game, finding out there's no disc and like walking away. Yeah. I think that's anti-consumer, but at the same time, if the argument is about games preservation, at any point, even if you have the physical disc, Sony or Xbox or Nintendo or whatever could come and say, actually, we are deserting that disc on our consoles and it will no longer run.
Yeah, they have that power, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's just how it works. So really, games preservation exists in piracy, which is digital.
So same with like movies and everything, right? And it's just like you can just not own this movie anymore.
Yeah. So if you want to own something for your shelf, that's great, 100%. If you want to own something so you can sell it later, that's also great, 100%. But if you're dying for a physical copy because of this like dragon of games preservation, that's not really like
no. And we have to think like a wider aspect of like in their business world where like I don't think these physical media cases are really for us, the gamers. It's really just for like the mom that goes in and wants to buy their kid a game, and they just need something physical to go in. And
don't buy kids this game, but
they still will. But like, or just the Joe Schmo that just like that's the way they buy games, just to go to a store and then pick it up. It's really for them. We're just kind of feeling the effects of it. People that want physical collections of discs, like it's not for us anymore. Like they really don't care about us in that aspect anymore.
But it's going away. Look at PC. When was the last time you bought a physical PC game?
I have
Guild Wars.
Of course, it's Randy. Of course, Randy bought.
Yeah, Randy. Yeah, and he came with a controller.
Quantum Break physical edition.
That's a while ago. That
was like 2013.
It's a Randy
but I have it.
PC pick, I guess.
It was audio listeners. That was one arm reach away.
Yeah,
Randy had that.
It was on the shelf on top of my Dragon Ball manga. I do not like that game that much.
On top? Not even like it wasn't like deep in there. It was all right.
Randy, are you getting GTA 6 or is it just Doug and I?
I think it's just the two of you. I've never really connected with it. Like I've just played around on 3 and Vice City a little bit. Never really jumped into it. So I don't know. I don't have a criminal fantasy. I don't have a desire to be a criminal.
I mean, me neither. But like we were talking about it during Mario Kart stream last Saturday, and it made me think like this is like actually one of the best like racing games out there. Like you just get in a fast car and just drive. Like a lot of it, I don't even do a lot of shooting in the game. In the online mode, I don't really do a lot of that. I just do like delivery missions and whatnot. People are shooting at me, but I'm just like using my fast car to like zip away and drive away. It's like it's really cool. It's more than just what people have in their minds of GTA. It's a really like the open world sandbox of it all.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn cool.
It's teetering on life sim.
Yeah, it really is.
You know what you should play is Watch Dogs 2. That's really great. Open world, having a good old time. And also I think it's a good idea to look at it, Ken, as like, we're not going to get one of these for a while. I might as well really invest. There's a thing that I heard that was we had 3 Grand Theft Autos on one PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and then we had 1 Grand Theft Auto on 3 PlayStations.
And I bought them all.
GTA 5.
I finally platinumed GTA 5 just actually this past week. Thank you. It took forever because there were so many online, like I needed one other person to help me. And shout out to Elvis, who helped me out with that. He's actually a fellow Figuarts collector. He sold me some of the event exclusives that I have now. But anyways, like he hopped on and helped me out. He'd never played really the game at all. He's like level 5 and I'm level like 200. But I just needed a body, for some races. I needed to win like first place on something, but whatever. I finally platinumed it after 13 years. I even have rubber bands right here to like hold my joystick so the game thinks I'm still like walking around so I can gain money and whatnot. But yeah, now that I platinumed it, I think I'm done until
I didn't know how hard you go on this, Doug, when I brought it up.
Dude, I'm a I in that game. I own a mansion. Yeah,
crazy.
It's a good time.
Last night I watched The Sheep Detectives.
I heard about that.
And it is possibly my favorite movie of the year. Possibly by far.
Wow. And you don't eat lamb anymore?
I haven't for a decade, but yes.
Wow.
See, I was going to watch that last night, but then plans changed and we ended up watching Captain Underpants, which was a pretty good movie. It was I've never seen it, didn't know anything, walked in cold. And
I never heard about this movie until yesterday. Someone else brought it up.
It's awesome. Doug, watch it.
Okay. It's got Wolverine in it?
Hugh Jackman's in it. Elaine from Seinfeld. You've got Bryan Cranston. That's Walter White, of course.
Whoa.
You've got Sir Patrick Stewart is in it as well. Really an all-star cast. Emma
It's the
Thompson.
Avengers of Sheep.
Awesome. And then Cousin Greg from Succession is in it as well.
Oh, nice.
He's trying his best at a British accent. You can't fault him. Randy, what have you been up to?
So I've been playing some games. I finished the Twilight Princess PC port. Just on, was it yesterday or Saturday? Can't remember. I think it was Saturday.
Did you see a difference in quality? Like, or did you get too immersed and then lost it? I was always afraid of like those newer, like, we made this game super look nice and it's like cool for the first 10 minutes and then you're like so immersed that you forget about it.
Well, that's what I had done was I had downloaded that and then I got the, HD texture pack. I'm like, all right, cool. And then I just set it aside and just, didn't do anything else with it for a week or two. And then I picked it back up, tooled around with it a bit. And then I was like, well, I'm actually in it now. So I might as well just go all the way through. And that was a great time. Ken, you had also played through it recently, right?
Yes, I was playing it, but for the most part, if I am not playing Mario Kart in here, doing this podcast or editing this podcast, I'm generally choosing to not be on this computer. So
gotcha.
if I'm in here and I happen to be in the mood to play it, that's when I play it. But if it's not out in the living room, it's probably not getting played.
Gotcha. Wow. I had loaded it up on my Steam Deck, so I was playing it on the bus. I was playing it here on the TV using a GameCube controller. I was all over the place playing Twilight Princess, and that was a good time.
I'm so happy these consoles exist for people like you, Randy. Like, 'cause like for me, as someone who just exclusively does couch on the TV, like playing, I'm like, what does this benefit me? And like, it doesn't. It's not for me. The Switch and the Steam Decks are for the Randys of the world, which I'm happy you guys get your thing.
Speaking of Switch stuff, Star Fox came out on Switch 2. And
that's out?
I think I'm in the middle of my 4th run on it now. So
not only is it out, he's on his 4th run, folks.
It's an hour long. Like, it does not take long to get there.
Very short game. How is it? What's the Randy review?
Oh, I love it because I had booted up the PC version that people had made just like a couple of months ago, just to, keep get my brain reaccustomed to it, and went through the harder, true ending run right away. So that's also what I did on the Star Fox Switch 2 one right away. And it's good. It's just Star Fox 64, but pretty. And I'm not against that. It's nice. I like it. And I look forward to, I'll get all the medals on standard difficulty. We'll see about expert, which I had done when I was a kid. My uncle had the game, and we just spent like an entire summer, he and I, trading the controller back and forth. But like, okay, this is how many we got. Like, he had the strategy guide. Like, you just need to get this many more. Like, oh no, Slippy died. Let's start over again because everybody needs to live in order to accomplish that. So that was a good time until he lent it to another cousin of mine, and that kid was like, I want to do all this stuff myself. Erase data, start over, and then we got it back, and we're like, now we don't have all the cool stuff for multiplayer. Like, that's all gone.
I hope his pillow is hot at night.
Me too. He's probably 32 years old at this point, and I hope he's suffering for it. And he ain't borrowing my copy. I have not talked to that man in 20 years. He ain't borrowing
That's how
it.
we find out that why Randy has like 20 copies of save files throughout his house and just different hard drives and everything. This is where it starts, the trauma.
I keep it backed up everywhere, man. That's what I got to do, just to be safe, just in case.
You got a bathroom copy just in case everything else goes down.
I'm trying to remember what his actual name was. Like, family-wise, we just called him Beeper, and I don't know why. But Beeper? You're on my list.
Are you Doug? Not Doug, but I mean like Nickelodeon Doug.
Skeeter and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Could be. Who knows? I mean, it was the 90s. Things were weird.
But did you have fun with the game? I never got into Star Fox at all. Like, I missed that train completely.
Oh, no. I had a great time, and I love it. So,
good.
Thumbs up. Good old times. Awesome. Speaking of good times, Ken and I had some good experiences separately.
Without me?
Without you. You'll join.
You didn't call me?
Ken, why don't you inform people, what did we do?
When we're on here and we're talking about tomes or we're talking about kaiju, well, it's now also Spear Bomb. Russ is back with a new podcast. Man's churning out podcasts like you would not believe. He's got a new one about Dragon Ball where he's interviewing people about their experience with Dragon Ball, their story, their history, their favorite aspects of it. And his first interview was with Mike, Aka Vegito EX. Then he did one with Randy, and he's done one with me. We've all recorded those. He did tell me this is going to be a monthly show, currently. So Randy's should be out sometime in July, and then mine will be out in August. And I did tell him, you need to podcast with Doug. And he is dying to do it. And I said, you just need to tell him Doug will do it in a heartbeat. So
for a hefty fee.
Is that the September show? We'll find out.
Yeah, I might not even like Dragon Ball by September, so you got to hurry up.
Whoa. Wonder what's going to happen to that shelf back there.
I know. I'm burning it with me. You can't stop.
Oh, God. Not even a garage sale. Huh.
No.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to segue, so we're just going to go straight into our topic, which is talking about video games and Dragon Ball. So
we had so many ways to segue throughout the entire... We talked about video games the whole time, and we just drop it right there.
I choke every time.
And we love you for it.
Thank you. I'm glad that you love me choking. So in this whole time we've been talking, a lot of us have talked about video games, so on and so forth. And guess what? Dragon Ball's got a ton of them, and surely we must have played some Dragon Ball video games along the way. So we just thought we would talk about it, talk about our history with it, and, learn some crazy stuff about some Dragon Ball video games, new and old, which would be a good time.
Yeah. I remember I started with emulation, good old ZSNES.
Really?
That's where I started out in the world, playing ROMs and downloading those. And I don't know in what order, but it was definitely exclusively Super Famicom. I never messed with Famicom emulation, and maybe at some point touched on Game Boy emulation. But at that point, I would rather just play a real Game Boy game. And there's only 3 Game Boy games. 2 at that point that had been out for Dragon Ball, so I probably wasn't touching those.
How old were you when you were like tech savvy even as a 10-year-old?
I grew up on a computer, yeah.
Oh, dang. So I didn't even know about emulation until high school, maybe even then. I was like, I'm not touching that. That's illegal. I'm not doing that.
Oh, yeah. Middle school, definitely. I was emulating stuff.
Wow. On my end, I was more of the basic, like, I didn't play a video game until Budokai 1 came out in North America.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I think I knew of, like, maybe, like, Legends and Final Bout because of listening to Mike on the Daizenshu podcast back then, but yeah.
So when you would see like those sprite pages that had the super detailed hyperdimension sprites on them, like what did that mean to you?
Cool, that's from my AOL Messenger away message icon.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I had also done the same. I was also, pirating and emulating things in like when I was 10 or 11 or something like that. I had found out how to emulate games so I could play Mega Man for NES and SNES. And then I found out about Dragon Ball games existing that we didn't have. I'm like, what? They're holding out on us, man. I want to play Dragon Ball games. I'm super into this right now. I've been playing, like Street Fighter, and like I'm going to play Ken because he's got a fireball and his outfit is red. And so I'm like, he's Goku in my brain.
Yeah,
so I'm going to do that.
Right?
Exactly. But then found out, there's games.
I might be getting my real world timeline here mixed up, but I think I found out about a lot of the video games through this website called Super Pope. I don't know if you guys
never heard of it.
Remember this? It's still around. It's under some new name now, but yeah, Super Pope had these like video game pages for all the different Dragon Ball games. And so, I would go through and check all of them out. And it was really hard getting through those like Dragon Ball Z 2 and 3. Or the Legend of the Super Saiyan, right? Because those are RPGs that have a lot of text in them.
Text,
all Japanese.
Yeah.
People were not really doing fan patches for translations back then that I knew of.
Legend of the Super Saiyan actually had an English patch in the year 2000, which I had played that English patch then, but it wasn't complete. It was like at some point during like the Ginyu stuff that like, and boop, now it's just Japanese, which I played all the way through that game. I got the special ending by fighting Super Saiyan Vegeta at the end, so I was having a good time. I'm like, well, it's Japanese now, but I've got my characters, I got my deck, like I can just keep on rolling and we can figure this out. But yeah.
And to me, it was, I looked at Hyperdimension and how good that game looks, and then looked at every other Dragon Ball game. And I was like, well, I don't know. How much do I really want to play these other ones that don't look like Hyperdimension? Hyperdimension, like, I would love to know the story behind that game. And why does it look so drastically different than all the others? Like, Doug, do you have Hyperdimension in your mind of what it looks like compared to the other ones?
I'll be honest with you. I don't think to this day I know what any of these games. Like, you'd say a name, I can't associate it to any kind of game. It's all just like one big blur together. Every time someone mentions like Hybrid Dimension to me, I'm like, yeah, that one, just no idea.
So I would say, and Randy, tell me if you disagree. I would say that the Super Butoden series is like the flagship.
Yeah, I would say so. That's the one that like everybody knows. They had multiples of them, and there were 3 of them on the Super Famicom. And it's interesting because Hyperdimension was also developed by the same developer. They were all done by Tosei, and I don't know why that one looks so drastically.
Are they just
different.
like simple like battlers, like 1 versus 1 side screen or whatever?
Yep, exactly. 2D fighters. But Hyperdimension, you can now like dodge into the screen, so like they've added some 3-dimensional,
and like the camera kind of moves with you if you like move or whatever. Is that
yeah,
the one, or are they one of the Legends?
Butoden like slashes the screen in half when you move away, so that way you're apart. But Hyperdimension, it's a smaller stage, so you don't really do that, if I'm remembering correctly.
I remember Hyperdimension has just the ultimate detailed sprites, but then also the animations as well. And like when you start into battle, Frieza shows up and then he goes through 1, 2, 3, and then 4 comes out in his forms. And I just would like go through those and just watch those sprites over and over and over, watching that animation because it was so beautiful. And then same thing, I think, with Boo as well, where he like starts out buff and then he shrinks down to the pure Boo size. Those were fantastic. I've spent some time now with the other series, the Dragon Ball Z 2 and to a lesser extent 3, in doing like wiki research, because there's a whole slew of Frieza army characters in those games with different fruit puns and vegetable puns and whatever that, we've gone through and we've cataloged all of that on the Kanzenshuu wiki. But really back at the time, it was just emulating mostly, I would say, Butoden 2 and 3 and Hyperdimension for the longest time. And I say the longest time, but when you really look back and you think about the time scale you were in back then, it was maybe like 3 months.
Yeah.
What?
It's probably similar for me because I got into the show fall of 98, and I know that I had imported, like I bought it on eBay and I thought it was an actual copy, but no, it was just a burned copy of
Nice.
Legends for the PS1 and Final Bout in like the summer of 99. So I was not playing, Butoden 2 and 3 and Hyperdimension that long because I moved on to those, and those were kind of my mainstays.
Yeah. So when did you first experience the disc games, let's call them?
Well, I mean, it was, in between the Ocean dub finishing airing on Toonami and then season 3, in-house Funimation starting that fall. That's when I had gotten those, which was mind-blowing because I had like gone on the internet here and there, but there's, misinformation and like weird stuff out there. But playing Final Bout and all of the little banter in between characters really threw me for a loop. That's how I learned that Vegeta and Trunks were related.
That's how you found out?
Yeah, it was a wild time. So I got into those pretty quickly. It had been less than a year since I had got into Dragon Ball. What about you, Ken?
Aside from booting it up temporarily in an emulator, as an adult, maybe was when I first had PlayStation emulation on my computer, I have only played in earnest Final Bout once in my life in Japanese on original hardware. Now, back in the day, there were multiple ways to play Japanese games on an American PlayStation. One of them was, and I don't remember the voodoo. Shouts out to Jonathan, my friend Jonathan in middle school, who came over and he brought his PlayStation over. This is like when we would have sleepovers, and if people had like the new hot games, they would always bring those games over when you would hang out. And he brought his PlayStation, and he had burned copies of Legends, Ultimate Battle 22, and Final Bout. And there was something he had to do where he had to put like a spring in his PlayStation.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that tricked something or shorted something. I don't know how it worked.
Shorted something.
But we spent all night playing Ultimate Battle 22, Final Bout, and Legends in Japanese. And I remember Legends blowing my mind. Also Final Bout as well, and to a much lesser extent, Ultimate Battle 22. Because when you would see what Legends was doing in the combat, and that would ultimately inspire Supersonic Warriors, and then you were seeing what Final Bout was doing with polygonal geometry and fighting in 3D space. Wow, man. Oh my God. It was like, why aren't these here? And of course, I didn't know at the time that there was an American release of Final Bout, but yeah, it was like, oh, wow. Incredible.
Yeah. My copy of Final Bout actually was the English release, so I guess I only imported Legends. I got Ultimate Battle 22 winter 2000, or let's see, winter 2000/2001 when I was in 7th grade, because that's when the Cell arc was airing. And I remember getting that. Then I was popping it in like, oh, cool. We've got even further stuff with Boo and Super Saiyan 3. Oh, this game blows hard. So did not really play it that much. But
I feel most of my exposure to Ultimate Battle 22 that I can speak of positively was the reuse of those sprites in Mugen.
Oh, see, that's a thing I didn't really dive into much.
Really? That seems like extremely, again, Randy core. I would have expected that from you. Maybe you'll put that on your Steam Deck now and do it. Doug, did you ever mess with Mugen?
No, I never did either.
Do you know what Mugen is?
Is that the fan-made video game?
It's a fan-made platform that people could develop their own fighters for. And it's a fighting game with whatever you want to make and download and put into it. And
Popeye versus Goku.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
When you look at, I think it's Salty Bet. I'm pretty sure Salty Bet runs on Mugen.
Okay.
And if you've ever heard of that.
No, never. But I have watched the Sonic Ball Z on Newgrounds that use a lot of those sprites.
Well, that was
the same.
I think that was all using sprites and things in Flash animations, but
really, they weren't like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Mugen it was full of people repurposing Dragon Ball sprites from the variety of Dragon Ball games. There was someone who made and this might have been still the most impressive Mugen character you could download, was a fully custom Mario, 100% original sprite work. And it was awesome. Like, it belonged in a Street Fighter Alpha 3 type game, was how good it looked and how fluid his character moved. Yeah, Mugen was tight. And then there was also stuff for Bid for Power. Do you guys remember that?
I know of it, but I never played it.
Yeah,
never managed to get it working when I was little.
Yeah, and then they ended up changing it to something else. They had to remove the Dragon Ball kind of styling to it. And I don't remember. It was like Earth Defense Forces or Earth Strongest Warriors, something like that. Doug, do you remember Bid for Power?
No, not one either.
I'm telling you, were a different era.
No, yeah, I didn't know the games. I knew that. I thought before Budokai 1, I thought there was Plan to Eradicate the Super Saiyajins and maybe the Legends, or no, Final Bout. Maybe Ultimate Battle 22. I think Ultimate Battle 22 was the only video game I actually got my hands on once at a friend's house, and then that was it. I was like, okay, I don't know about emulation, so I just got to wait until this game comes out in America.
Wow.
Yeah. I was out getting laid while y'all were playing these games on your computers.
You were getting laid at 11.
Let's not talk about it. All right. But then for a while, I guess for Randy and I, the timeline would have been about 2 years of waiting for Budokai 1 to come out, really.
Yeah, man. I was religiously checking. I believe it was DBZ on PS2.com, which was the official website for that. Which, man, looking at videos with my dial-up to check out this new hotness coming out, renting it, because, you could rent physical discs from video stores and things back in the day.
Once upon a time, yeah.
Yeah, because I had freshly gotten my PS2 just so I could play Kingdom Hearts. And then I was like, oh, now I got a Dragon Ball game? Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
But just briefly before that was when we got that. For Game Boy Advance, it was the Dragon Ball Z collectible card game on Game Boy Advance. And then
with Trunks on the cover?
Yes. And then we got Legendary Super Warriors on Game Boy Color, which is the one that if you ever see people trying to emulate an 8-bit Dragon Ball sprite, it's from that game. because everyone's so stylized and like chibi.
Right.
Yeah, it's the sprite. If you see it, you immediately know what game it's from. It's those ones. Never played it though.
I remember geeking out about the collectible card game one because that one looked really cool. Like, again, a friend, or not even a friend, just at school, someone had that I didn't know had a Game Boy with them and had that game. Like, oh my god, this is the coolest thing ever. But never had a game, or it was too long since I owned a Game Boy, and then I couldn't afford to get that Dragon Ball game.
And also, Legacy of Goku came out before Budokai 1.
Yeah, so that I messed with that a lot.
Yeah,
that was.
Did you have a physical copy of it?
Yeah. Again, no emulate. There's not an emulation boy. I barely touch emulations, but I remember my first ever Dragon Ball game might have actually been on like some website online that had their own like flash animation, like kind of like same as probably the same side as Butoden. Of course, I don't know what Butoden was at the time, but it was like that. But it was definitely like American made on probably an official website. I think CartoonNetwork.com actually was that. Does anyone else out there remember that CartoonNetwork.com had a Dragon Ball Flash game?
Sounds familiar.
They had a few different things on there, and I can almost barely picture it, but it's completely gone from my memory of like what it was and
it was
like
horrible,
what arc it took place.
But it was Dragon Ball, so I was like, oh man, this is the best.
Well, it's on my brain. Quick shouts out to anybody who played the Digimon game on Fox Kids' website for season 1.
Oh,
that
man.
game was like,
dude, Flash games back in the day were the like as a kid popping on there and it was free. It's like,
yeah, man, it's good times.
Yeah. I don't know. Everything was free at that era for Randy and I. I mean, it was easy to emulate Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, and then in that time, Game Boy Advance games as well. It was so easy to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
And any computer could run it.
Yeah. Really simple stuff. I had never played Legacy of Goku. None of those. So, like, do you guys have a lot of memories of those games?
I've played a little bit of 2, and that's about it.
This is my field, baby. That's where I come in. That's where you give me a real cartridge. I was all about Legacy 2. Legacy 1 really did suck because you could barely use the Kamehameha because by the time you charge it up, an enemy just came and just whacked you and interrupted you. But Legacy 2 really like stepped up their game and being able to turn Super Saiyan at any moment with almost any character and just going through it just felt right and good, and it was definitely like very dub coded, like all the everything was like following the dub story as opposed to the original Japanese story in terms of like names and recognizable lines that are from the dub. But back then I was a W, so I ate that shit up, and then just Legacy 3, it like blew me away.
Boo's Fury, I think is what that one was called. They didn't continue the Legacy of Goku thing with 3.
Right. But it was, for the lack of a better term, it was 3.
Oh, I'm kind of interested now, because taking a look on howlongtobeat.com, Legacy of Goku 1, main story 7 hours. Legacy of Goku 2, main story 13 and a half. Wow, they doubled it.
Yeah.
But still, that's not that long. There's no reason for me not to get through these
really
real
fun.
fast.
Randy, if you play it, stream it on our YouTube channel. That would be something that people would want to see.
I think that would be interesting for sure. Okay, I'll think about it.
I'll help you unlock the secret cooler level, or cooler comes out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then we get to the beautiful one, the one that changed everything, Budokai 1.
It's true. We get to Budokai 1. That game is so special to me, and I think that we should all, the three of us, sit down and play it all the way through, like the campaign, and then talk about it. But we got to set that, we got to schedule it so that we all have the time to do it.
Yeah.
And instruct Doug on how to emulate and get through it, unless he's got a copy.
We got to teach Doug how to set up
.exe file. What does that do? What do these files do?
Now, here's the question. If you're going to go back and you're going to play it, are you playing the PS2 or are you playing the GameCube version?
PS2.
PS2.
Okay. I played the GameCube one, so...
Is it better on GameCube or just a controller?
I think there's some extra stuff.
I'm going to sound like a boomer here. Dragon Ball is meant to have PlayStation button prompts.
Yeah, on GameCube, that's weird.
Okay. Well, Budokai 1 and 2 came out on GameCube.
I'm not pressing C.
Yeah. You want me to hit X and Y in a Dragon Ball game? I don't think so.
Me?
What do you think I am?
Square,
Xbox
Square's
fan?
punch.
All right, let's not get into a weird console war here. Just wanted to actually know which one you would.
Circle means yes.
I don't press X.
Means no.
I press cross. There it goes. Whoa.
Okay. Budokai 1, that story mode, insane, so good. Like the cutscenes were great, music super good. I mean, it's Kenji Yamamoto. Of course it's going to be good.
Does it open up with Chala Hechala, like the English version of the game?
1-to-1 recreation.
Yes. Now, I think that might have been the first time I heard it, honestly.
It was Rock the Dragon, but the visuals, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought I was asking you, Chala, actual Chala, but yeah.
For anyone who's listening to this screaming that we've skipped over so many games, i.e. Mike, we're talking about what we've played. So, obviously we're jumping over a ton of games that we just don't have any experience with.
I pulled up a list of like what games came before Budokai. I'm thinking I'm going to see a list of 3 games. And then there's like 20. I'm like, what? Dragon Ball's been in game form this many times? That's crazy.
Turns out Dragon Ball big in Japan.
I guess Dragon Ball existed outside of America? What are you talking about?
Yeah, Budokai 1, I lived in that game for so long. Like, I had rented it on PS2 a bunch, and then I bought the GameCube one when that came out, and loved that. I don't remember if I actually bought 2 ever, but I definitely had 3. But all of those Budokai games, those were good. That was my bread and butter for a long time.
For Budokai 2, I was like begging my parents for it. I'm like, please, I gotta get this game. The game is out now, please. And like, they were like, no, just like, and not giving me a good reason. I'm just like, why? I have the money saved up. Let's just go to Best Buy. I've been saving for so long. And they're like, no. I annoyed them so much that they finally went to the kitchen, opened a drawer, and was like, here's your Christmas gift. We bought it for you. I was like, oh no, I feel so bad. Give me. I ran to my room and played it.
It was the game that I got a PlayStation for. Was Budokai 1.
Wow, 2?
Yeah. No, 1.
Oh, okay.
And I remember when 2 was coming out, it was exciting because we were moving into cel-shaded graphics. And they totally revamped the visual style, right? The models look totally different and everything as well. Mm-hmm. We were getting Boo content finally.
Yeah.
But the story mode, at the time, looking back on it, was a major downgrade because we had no cutscenes in this game, and it was just like Tianxia and Yamhan, if you're nasty, and Majin, Frieza, and all that kind of stuff can only take a game so far when the story mode is such a step down from Budokai 1. Now, I will say, if we ever take a look back at Budokai 2, perhaps looking at that game in a bubble without having Budokai 1 right before it, maybe that story mode is better than I remember.
Well, I think because in America, we're so not used to the style of Japanese games where it's like character image comes into frame, talks. Other character frame comes into frame, talks. And we're like, where's my cutscene? But in Japan, they're kind of more used to that. Am I wrong in that assumption? Because they have RPGs, and that's like kind of the RPG style of like character frame comes top. We're like, no, give me the fight, the boom boom.
I mean, it's because that first one left such an impression and had presentation out the yin yang. Like, they put a lot into that, and they were like, well, we don't want to do the exact same thing.
Right.
But what can we do? Rather than invent something, some new side story, they're like, we'll go Raditz to Boo. How does that sound? And we'll instead do a sort of game board sort of thing with some random character dialogue here and there. Like, gameplay wise, it's interesting and it's fun, but it was just kind of like, oh, I guess I didn't really try as hard this time.
I mean, that's how Fighter Z kind of moves, doesn't it, as well? The board game.
Yeah.
So I think it's just the style, and just in America, we just don't really bite on that kind of style.
Which is why it was so refreshing when we got to Budokai 3, and we were introducing GT characters for the first time since Final Bout.
He was in the intro.
Yeah. And we got the Dragon Universe mode, which, as much as I love Budokai 1's story and how that all unfolds, I think for something, Doug, we're GTA heads here, and I like to, sink my teeth into a gaming experience. I got that with Dragon Universe, and going back and replaying it, and you're playing Goku for the second time, and I'm going over to this dot where there's Frieza, but now there's another dot over here that wasn't there last time. Well, let me go check that out and see what's over there. Oh, I'm unlocking Kula now, or whatever that chain of events was. But
right. That stuff was so... I forgot about Dragon Universe until you mentioned it. Yeah.
Flying around and then just going into key sensing mode and then just being able to see different things on the map is like, oh,
Randy,
immersive.
flying in that game felt so good. They nailed it back then.
We're not even touching on the music that was accompanying this entire experience, which was plagiarism, incarnate. Kenji Yamamoto. We have to get that out of the way. I'm done talking about that now. This was him at his best, I think, even more so than his work in Kai. I think, you look at the Budokai trilogy, and yes, he also did Burst Limit, but the music in Burst Limit to me is not as special. It's serviceable. No. It's fine. It's still probably a step above modern day Dragon Ball music and games. Yeah. But that trilogy of Budokai games that he did is just incredible. I could listen to that forever.
Iconic.
Oh. Yeah. I've been listening to the soundtracks here and there for the last couple of weeks, and it's like every one of them is so memorable and just an absolute banger. And it's hard to compare.
You look at the intro songs for 2 and 3. One had Rock the Dragon in the US and Chala had Chala in Japan, but then we got those 2 new intros for 2 and 3. Each one better than the last, and I think that the theme song for 3 is the best Dragon Ball theme song, period, stop, end of thought.
That's definitely a take that I might actually agree with you on. That's all that. Wow, yeah.
I might have to be like, I don't know, I really do kind of like Infinite World's opening theme, but yeah, I don't think it's the same songs.
Level. Yeah, these 2 songs for me were like, I was never like a weeb head like you guys were like, I listened to Frieza versus Piccolo on my car on the ride, blah, blah, blah. I never, that seemed always weird to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? That's weird. Give me Lil Jon on my radio station. But then these 2 songs on the Budokai intro were like, awaken something in me that I'm like, I must listen to this outside of its intended thing, So I'm like in my car jamming out to these 2 songs on my iPod 1. It's like, this is freaking awesome.
Yeah. I don't think there is any better. We'll see how that new one is when it's properly audio balanced for Sparking when that comes out. But I don't think there's any topping. Kenji Yamamoto at his peak.
Yeah.
Hironobu Kageyama. I'm just going to say it. That was his peak. He peaked with Budokai 3.
I really like the Burst Limit song. The Burst Limit intro song.
Yeah. Soul Survivor? Or is that?
I think that's what it was called.
That's Tenkaichi 3. For Burst Limit, it was
Kizuki no Hona Hona.
I don't think we'll get claimed on that. I think I can keep that in.
Yeah, that one's also very, very good.
Yeah, that's a good song. All right. So those 3 songs I really love. And Soul Survivor's not bad either, I don't think.
And nobody's talking about the opening to Infinite World? That's fine. Screw you guys.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like Infinite World, so don't talk. Talk to me about that.
Did PS3 come out and then Infinite World came out?
Like so Burst Limit had come out and then Infinite World had come out on the PS2.
It was a really weird moment, but I'm like, I don't think I need Infinite World because it's just like a 2.5 or a 3.5, but I bought it anyway, and for some reason got stuck at Raditz. I was just like, this sucks. But
it's difficult. The difficulty on
it's
that
not just
one
me.
is
Okay.
insane.
Yeah, the difficulty spike, there are so many spikes in that game, and it was developed by Dimps, but there are so many difficulty spikes in that game that, you go to fight Nappa, and it is harder than the entirety of any Dark Souls or FromSoft game. It's insane.
Even the interstitial, little missions of run and catch bubbles or whatever it was just, it was so cool that they included the stuff like running on Serpentine Road and just but it's hard and tough to do. And
that's a shame because those are awesome ideas and awesome mini games you'd think would be awesome, fun, but it gets executed badly.
They took what worked in Dragon Universe and they tried to push the concept it just doesn't work. I think Infinite World is an interesting experiment.
Yeah.
That tried to build on Budokai 3, but I'm sorry, guys, you had it perfect with Budokai 3. You didn't need to. And especially, the real world timeline is going to get muddy here because I feel like time moves so fast in my youth that I don't know really what order I played things in. But I know I was playing Budokai 3 for a long time. I was playing that into college, right? If that game came out in the US in 2004, I was still playing it in 2006, 2007, to the point where I was grinding out like tournament money so I could get all everyone's breakthrough skills, and people would be like, hey, do you want to come to this like event that it's going to have a bunch of people at, and you can learn, you can make new friends? And I'm like, I am grinding out tournament. Like, what are you thinking? Right?
What are you talking about?
And then we got the greatest hits version of that, which brought in the Japanese track.
Yeah.
And
I wish I'd bought that. I didn't.
Mouth movements in the menus, which you don't understand how much of a difference that's going to make. And then you have the different costumes for Goku, Trunks, and Piccolo. Yeah, man.
Yeah. By the time that the greatest hits version of 3 came out, I was already very much Japanese pilled for Dragon Ball. So seeing that was going to come out, like I lost my mind that it was going to finally happen.
I wasn't at that point yet with the Japanese cast, but I was at the point where I was listening to the Japanese track out of interest. Like whenever I would watch and buy a new DVD, especially when I was buying ahead of where Toonami was. Like I remember when I bought the final DVD of Z, because I'm like, I just want to see it. I don't want to wait for Toonami. And I bought that and I put it in, and of course I'd watch it dubbed first because
Dude, shouts out Sean Schemmel. Chris Abbott dubs best.
And then I would go back and I would do the scientific, something's wrong with my brain angle of I would turn on, I would watch it in Japanese and then do that, and then I would go back and watch the dub again, but with the subtitles that would sync to the Japanese version, so I could see how different it was. You got to get your money's worth first of all out of these things.
Yeah,
you're paying for 3
You're
episodes.
spending $30 on 3 episodes.
Right. Yeah, it's always so intriguing to see like what's the difference, even if it's like small things, like he said ass in Japanese.
Well, and I think I would start to learn real quick that there was a huge difference, and of course by this point I was active on the Daizenshu EX forums back then and following Mike and everything. So I was well aware of all of the issues that were going on with Funimation. I was just choosing to ignore them because I liked the dub.
I think Ken, you and I, we're like still on that, like you're still got to work us in there. We're getting there, but we're like still,
I wasn't there until
roots.
Super. Frankly, I'll tell you that.
Wow, that's deep. Dragon Ball Sagas for the PS2. Let's not forget the best.
Oh my God,
Sagas on PS2.
Did you guys ever own it?
I did.
No.
What do you mean? Why do you say that like that? Yeah, of course I don't.
I don't think I've ever actually played it.
Oh,
damn. None of y'all owned it? Like you guys saw such bad reviews about it, you'd never even picked it up?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was following Daizenshu EX. I knew what was coming. And the fact that this was, Legacy of Goku 2, was that out by this point? Let me check. Legacy of Goku 2. Yeah, it was out by this point. And people were speaking fondly of that game in a way that they weren't about the first one. But I was still extremely hesitant to touch anything made by an American developer at this point.
Oh.
And that was an American developer, and it was awful.
And you could tell.
I played a significant amount of that game. I rented it. I was wise enough to rent it, not pay my own money to own
really
that
good
game.
move, yeah.
I played up into the Cell arc. I don't know how far I got, but I do know I was doing the flashback mission where you're fighting 17 and 18 as future Trunks.
Oh, yeah.
And it was one of the most annoying things I've ever played in any video game. The fight with the Super Saiyan Goku versus Frieza fight is awful because your ki keeps running out. And so you spend most of that fight as base Goku because you can't stay in Super Saiyan.
Which is just counterintuitive to what the story's trying to do. But yeah, I remember that game. Yeah, I played it once all the way through and just to beat it. It was like not good, but it was like still a new style of Dragon Ball in a game that I respected and appreciated. It wasn't until I had a friend over and then we played the co-op mode of it, where I'm telling you guys, I've never had more fun in my life than me and my friend just playing this dumb game, but as a co-op. That game is meant to be played co-op, and it's just so fun in that way. It might be the only way that game is fun, So if you find an emulator for that, find a way to co-op it, I'm telling you. Well, maybe back then when there was not much else to play, but still.
Doug, come on up. Come on up and visit. We'll play. I got you. I got us hooked up.
Heck yes, dude.
I'm looking at the timeline of games that were released. We also had Taiketsu at that point. Doug, did you own Taiketsu?
That's when I didn't own. That was when it really intrigued me, but I'm like, I didn't get this one.
What intrigued you about it exactly? Because I was more disgusted at everything I was seeing.
Yes, I think that I just had Broly. Like that's it. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe one day, but
wasn't it marketed as like the first game that had playable Broly in the US?
I think so.
I mean, I suppose, but they just said the first time, and I'm like, I think the dude was in Butoden too. Like, what are we doing here?
But I didn't know what Butoden 2 was, so there you go. They're marketing it towards me.
And and then by that point, was he... no, Taiketsu was out before Budokai 3, so yeah, Broly was not playable in Budokai 3 yet. But it was something like that. They were marketing it. It's something around Broly. Broly was heavy in that development.
Yeah, I could have either bought Taiketsu or I could have bought Dragon Ball Z Movie 7. And I was like, I want Broly, so I got Movie 7.
You made the right call.
And boy, was I mistaken. Why is Broly blue?
Supersonic Warriors. I'm not going to say it again. What a game.
What a game.
I never played any of the Supersonic Warriors games until I was like, I should try 2, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I played that a bit and like, I don't know what I'm doing here. And I'm not enjoying it. It's not clicking with me. So that was kind of like a one-sitting experimental play.
I will say I did not play 2 as much as I played 1, but I played the hell out of 1. 1 had all those great what-if scenarios and everything, which I'm a big sucker for. It's part of why I love Budokai 1 so much, is it had those what-if stories. Budokai, or Supersonic Warriors 2 was more of the same. The backgrounds were more detailed. They were now in 3D. But once you started adding like touchscreen stuff to it, it was like, this is getting overcomplicated. It was one of the rare games where, where I felt like I didn't really want a touchscreen here as a part of this experience on the DS.
Maybe. It might have been a little more of a hindrance, but it was still something about just being able to use the bottom screen in a Dragon Ball game felt kind of cool. What you just used it to like either summon a character or their
attack
like
or something.
Assist attack or whatever.
Yeah. When I was in high school, I took 4 years of computer science, which is basically a programming class. I was a competitive level programmer in Java. I went to state competitions. My senior year, I went to Texas State Competition, TCEA. Texas, I don't remember what that stood for, but it was a programming competition. Me and my team of 3 people, we placed 7th in the state in programming. So I did a lot of programming in high school. And I programmed a Space Invaders that used the sprites from Supersonic Warriors 1.
What?
And so you were Goku shooting up sprites at a Frieza, like Friezas that would populate. And so you were shooting like key blasts upward at these Friezas that were coming down at you, Space Invaders style.
That's great. Not even Frieza in a space pod. It's just like Final Form Frieza.
Just Final Form Frieza, yeah.
Yeah, that same. I played the game so much. I brought it with me on a family trip to Colombia, South America. And I was showing like a kid, I think like a distant relative of mine who was like a little younger than me. And my parents could tell how much that the kid loved it. Then my parents took me aside and were like, Doug, if you give him your Game Boy and the game, we'll buy you a new one when we come home. I'm like, oh, no. Okay. Like, it was a hard decision for me. Like, no, but I love this game so much. But I ended up, giving it to him. And then like, my parents forgot they made that promise to me. I'm like, what? No, what do you mean? But then I bugged them enough and they remembered. And I think the Game Boy 3DS, or not 3DS, but just the DS had come out. And that's when I got that. But looking back, I'm like, man, I missed that copy of Supersonic Warriors 1. Like, I want that back because that's harder to come by nowadays too, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, anything of that era is hard to come by. And I'm in a similar situation where I had the Game Boy Advance SP. I let a friend borrow it and he lost it.
Oh,
and I missed that thing. I had a DS that could play Game Boy Advance games, but there was something about that Game Boy Advance SP, man. That was perfect.
That Game Boy Advance and the I never got SP, but the Game Boy Advance and Supersonic Warriors 1 saved me from so many Hispanic parties that went on way too long, and I had nothing to do. I had that bad boy, and I just kept myself entertained playing that. I distinctly have core memories of me being in some random Latino's basement, just playing my game, waiting for my parents to be done dancing so I can go home.
All right, Randy, how do you want to go about this? Because we are having a rich discussion, but I'm also looking at the timeline of where we're at.
We're still early
Yeah.
on.
So, Randy, do you want to take the reins here? Or does this need to be part 1, part 2?
No, we can't do that. We just got to get through this because there's just an explosion of Dragon Ball games for like every single platform underneath the sun. We didn't talk about it, but they exist. We've got the Shin Budokai games for the PSP 1 and 2.
Yeah. Pirated those.
That game I played a lot. I got the PSP, and I mastered. After beating the game, I just played as a Super Saiyan. I just played as Goku, and then my opponent was CPU Vegeta, and I would time it every time Vegeta went Super Saiyan 1. I went Super Saiyan 1, and like boom, 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 matching everything. And that I've mastered it so well that I would like be a savant against anyone else that wanted to play me.
Doug, I don't want to tease you, but I'm going to. Are you the one guy on Earth who didn't hack his PSP?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I tried and I failed. It's like, that's not for me. Emulating and hacking, not for me.
I never did, but I didn't have a need to or something. I don't know. Whatever. But I had played a little bit of it. The second game really interests me because it's got a whole new like what if story mode of like whatever, wishing people back or whatever, like Goku and Bardock working together. Like it's a weird thing, right?
Yeah, it's the Trunks story of Trunks versus Boo. You know, something that we ended up seeing get adapted into Super, and something, again, that came back around in Kakarot.
You're right.
In a way.
I never played another road, Shin Budokai. I never got it. You'd think I would have with how much I love the first one, but I just probably like slipped through the radar, and like a new console came out, so it was like old technology by that time. Something like that.
We had some other DS ones that I never touched, but I'm kind of interested. We have Origins 1 and 2, which were like Dragon Ball Origins. First game goes through the first 2 arcs, and then the second one is like Red Ribbon Army stuff. We have Advance Adventure for the Game Boy Advance, which I only finally played like last year from start to finish.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That one's good, right? Yeah. It feels good.
Absolutely, it does. There's The Revenge of King Piccolo for the Wii, which has Doug, that really amazing song that was like in our list when we had like ranked Dragon Ball openings. Like that one was like really high up there.
I forget it, but oh man,
Power of Dreamer, I think is what it was called, by the dude who did Dragon Ball's original opening.
I'm torn on that game. I do own it. I have played a significant amount of it. I think it is one of the most beautiful Dragon Ball games, but I also think it is one of the most hideously boring Dragon Ball games.
Can't fault you there. Speaking of hideously boring, Dragon Ball GT Transformations for the Game Boy Advance.
Didn't play
that. Yeah, me neither. It was not a Japanese-made one, so I was not really interested.
Was that
Didn't touch
like
it.
Legacy of Goku, like 4, like a secret kind of?
Sort of, but it was by an entirely different development. No, it was by Webfoot.
It was a brawler, but
okay. So I guess missing that was a good call.
By that point, we had been burned so many times. It was like the only good American-made games by that point were Legacy of Goku 2 and 3, and everything else, don't touch it.
Yeah. There was Haru Kanaru Goku Densetsu, which was...
I can't believe I didn't buy a game with that name.
I know, which is weird. Why did they not translate that when they brought it to the US? They just did it for everything else.
Would that have been like around the time when like Ultimate Uncut was coming out, and so it was like, hey, let's suddenly stop pretending that Dragon Ball isn't an American production, and let's start like really leaning into the Japanese of it all.
They were testing the waters, and they didn't tease us enough.
Yeah, because came out in Japan June 2007, and then America August.
Just
2007.
Remember Mike's voicemail from GameStop. Your copy of Hikaru no Goku Densetsu.
Haru Kanaru.
That probably was better than what the person said.
We had Attack of the Scions, a Dragon Ball Z Kai branded game, an RPG, which I never touched, and I really should change that.
That's a stream game.
When Apple first opened up emulation on iOS, I downloaded an emulator for it, and I put Attack of the Scions on here, and I played like 2 hours of it because, I could do touchscreen emulation on here for a DS.
Yeah,
it's pretty good. I liked it. A significant amount, not enough to keep playing it though.
I think it's better than Chrono Trigger.
Whoa!
I said
it. Damn.
When you get
all right,
when you get your Tenshinhan and Yamcha and Krillin to combine and do a 3-person attack, dude, there's no better feeling.
Fun fact: the backer graphic that I use, that's the map of Dragon World for the YouTube version of this, and for the like title card and everything. That is from Attack of the Scions.
Whoa. The gift that keeps on giving.
Huh. There was another one for the DS that we never got called Ultimate Butoden, which has just super cute, like chibi style things, but it was, a 2D, but 3D characters fighter, which was really, really awesome. I had emulated this contemporarily. Like I didn't have like a modded DS or a Japanese DS. I'm like, well, I'll figure out how to do dual screen emulation. I'll play this. Really loved it. There is now I believe the story mode is complete English patch for
I'll
it.
have to look into that because I have tried to play this game and I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. I believe it's just the main story that they've got, like all the side things. It's like, oh, go do this thing. Like those things aren't translated yet.
I
but
need it all. Yeah. Come on, fans. What are we doing?
Give it time. The newest update is from last month. Like he's working on it. So.
Oh, really? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
This is from a time where 2011, right?
Yeah.
That's 2 years before Battle of the Gods.
Yeah.
So we are now at this point in the timeline. And that is a time when I really wasn't watching or engaging with as much Dragon Ball stuff anymore.
Same.
I was just kind of in a slump. But
got a lot of Badoom tishes in this one. But we also had some other stuff. Battle of Z, which was coming out for the whole Battle of Gods thing, a PS3 one. Now, I just played the demo for this and I hated it, so I didn't play it very much.
I can't believe you have let us skip over the Sparking series.
Did
Oh, yeah, we just skipped right past that because we moved on to like Burst Limit, and it's like, well, forget it about it.
Well,
Yes,
let's
Sparking,
rewind
obviously.
a little bit because I would love to talk about a game that I threw a controller at once.
I don't blame you. I picked up this first one, a midnight pickup at a Walmart after work because I was so excited for more Dragon Ball games, and I loved it. I had such a good time.
Special collectible coin or whatever that came with it in a release day.
I can't remember if anything actually came with it, but
Budokai 3 came with a nice collectible, like a little
Dragon Ball?
Broly chibi, and but the box was like a weird shape with like a faux Dragon Ball on the front.
yeah.
I paid with my own money with that game for that game. It was really cool.
And yeah, Sparking, man.
I have my feelings about the Sparking series are no secret. I think it all stems from that first experience with that first game, man, because even the most diehard Sparking fans will tell you that first game has got a lot of problems, namely the first Ozaru fight you have to do. I threw a controller. I got so mad. And then I do believe I took the game back to Blockbuster.
Oh, really? Oh, you rented that too?
Yeah, dude, I was at a point where, and also for me, this game was the first big console game, not counting sagas, after Budokai 3. And Budokai 3 was such a high in terms of what I was looking for in a Dragon Ball game. And yeah, Tenkaichi was coming around the corner and it was like, whoa, third person kind of like arena. I don't know if there had really been arena fighters in this way before this game.
It was so funny hearing people describe it as like, it's a Zone of the Enders clone, but it's Dragon Ball, which that's kind of like where the camera is, but like, no.
And I don't think that first Zone of the Enders is very good either. 2 is pretty good, but that first one, not so much.
Yeah, but this one was the first like over the shoulder, I guess, marketed as that way. And I'm like, this looks interesting. So I bought the first one, loved the intro of it, like unironically, like, whoa, the CG is so cool and the music. But yeah, the gameplay, I was like, every character feels the exact same. They're boasting about all these characters, but they all have the same attacks. And then I bought 2, so I'm like, okay, I'm still into games. But then after 2, I did not buy 3. I'm like, I was trying to be like more savvy with my money. I'm like, I don't like this series. Why am I paying money for it? And I think that's when they actually like nailed it was 3, or so I've heard. So it's a real shame that I didn't like stick it out for them. But then it's like, oh, maybe like all these games have like the one is the worst, and then they finally nail it by the third one. That's what seems to be the pattern here. And I wish Burst Limit got a Burst Limit 3 because that would have been the best game series ever.
I'm going to say something that might shock you. Budokai Tenkaichi 2, I loved that game.
Heck
Really?
yeah, man.
And I don't know if I legitimately loved it or if I loved it out of spite. Because my roommate in college, one of my roommates, so we're now at a point where these games are coming out and I'm in college. I guess all 3 of us. But I'm in college. And this game comes out. He loved Budokai Tenkaichi 1. And I didn't. And then Budokai Tenkaichi 2, we were playing the PS2 version because we didn't have a Wii yet at this point. And he got so mad at all of the adjustments they made to the controls and the gameplay improvements, I would argue, for Budokai Tenkaichi 2. He got so mad. He didn't throw a controller, but he dropped a controller and stormed out of the room because he paid for this game. Okay? This wasn't just like I rented a bad game from Blockbuster. And so I took the controller and I'm like, well, let me see, because I hated that first one. And I played through a good chunk of that game. And I was like, hey, Billy, this game's pretty good.
You only played it while, he's in the room watching.
Yeah, being angry about it.
Enjoying it that way, yeah.
I had a very different experience with that game, but I think fondly of Budokai Tenkaichi 2.
I would say don't go back and ever play it. Just hold on to those memories. Don't let it be tainted.
Don't let it taint those memories.
And I do know because it has like one of the worst covers in the US of that.
Are you kidding me with the trunk sword? Is that the one with like
the flash trace over of trunks?
That's true. What was the original cover look like? Probably a lot more dynamic.
It's very funny. It was very cool because Sparking Zero came out, as you know, and now we're getting a new expansion coming out this summer. They haven't given a date. It's very upsetting to me because I'm waiting for it, but they've got new cover art that's going to be on it. It's actually just like a redo of the Japanese cover art for Tenkaichi 2, but with the characters featured in this one versus that one. It's a cool thing.
Is the jury still out on whether or not the company can purchase that DLC for us? Is that legal?
Oh,
did you look into that?
I haven't.
I think it's legal. Doug,
I gotta find a guy or a woman,
Yeah. I say all perfectly legal.
All perfect. Make it happen.
We skipped over Super Dragon Ball Z.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
I tried it and I'm like, I don't know why everybody loves this. It's it's the guy who made Street Fighter 2.
It's the first kind of Dragon Ball game that I've come across in my American playing of games that is like Street Fighter, where I'm like, what do you mean down, left, right, circle to do a Kamehameha? Just let me do square, 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 circle. That's the way America does it. But it just didn't click with me. I'm like, oh man, I want to love this game because the art style looks so cool. And we get characters that we don't usually get, like Chi-Chi and the Bancho fan and things. And I like the aesthetics so much and then this trickles into Fighter Z, where I'm like, this looks so cool, but I suck at these Street Fighter type games. Why?
Super Dragon Ball Z is a game that I loved, but fell off of. And I'm not normally a fan of fighting games, but there are always some that just really stick with me. Super Dragon Ball Z, Street Fighter 4, of all things. I really love the way Zangief plays in that game. So to me, I think very fondly of Super Dragon Ball Z. I think it's one of the prettiest Dragon Ball Z games that we've had. They hit a perfect balance of making it look like the manga instead of looking like the anime. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of unlockables, a lot of different costumes, color combinations. There's customization of your character and everything that you can do. So there was a lot of stuff I could sink my teeth into. The way that it is a 2D fighter, but you are still moving around an environment and you can jump up onto different things. Just really cool, inventive, reimagining of that type of game. I like Dragon Ball Z 2 or Super Dragon Ball Z a lot.
Yeah. Sorry, it didn't click with me, and I wish it could have, because I would love to be one of the cool hipster guys. It's actually Super Dragon Ball Z is the best game, and
my fingers just couldn't
Budokai 3.
Do down, left, right, or it just, no matter how much I tried, I guess I couldn't do it. I'm like, I'm putting it in the way you're telling me to put it, and why isn't it working?
Raging Blast, we had a just reinvention of Sparking. It was a little bit slower. There's some different mechanics. 2 I really liked, and I played a lot of it.
I just want to say real quick for possibly new listeners, we are skipping over Tenkaichi 3. Randy has got a great story about that game that I believe you can listen to on our Sparking Zero episode, where we're I'm asking you to check out more episodes of the show because Randy tells a story of how much he loved Tenkaichi 3. I was not a fan of it. I have come around on Sparking Zero, so with all my mods and everything. But anyways, Randy, I'm sorry, continue.
No, that's okay. But good call. If we talked about, Tenkaichi 3, we'd be here all day. And so we had Raging Blast 1 and 2. Oh, yeah, Ultimate Blast, which was, let's not do Raging Blast 3. Let's do this other thing. And I remember being so psyched for this, watching every trailer. I'm like, it looks so cinematic and cool. Like, I love it. This game is going to be the best. The gameplay sucks, and I hate it. And we also had a previous episode. Don't remember what it was, but we dug up a audio email that I had sent to Mike in 2011, 2012 or whatever, of me defending how good it was. And
was it not just Raging Blast 3, just with a different name?
I mean, it's the same developer and things, but now it was like a 2D side thing, and you would go in and you get one combo, and then it would freeze and be like, okay, do you want to hit like circle, triangle, or square or whatever? And then if you both hit circle, like the opponent defended your super attack. Like, it was so busted and stupid. And like there was ranged mode, like if you flew away, then it was over the shoulder, but it was only like light key blast. And again, you fire 3 of them, and now the thing freezes, and it's like a rock, paper, scissors, and you do
sucks.
It's bad. It's
kind of like Burst
bad.
Limit, like with the story mode, or like the character interruptions.
It's so interesting to think back on this, right? Because we had the last Dimps game was Burst Limit, and I played that. I own that. That's a great game. But then Spike kept going forward with these, and after a certain point, it's like, yeah, you can add in Hachiak, or you can go in and add in, you can make the eldest, the Grand Elder, Guru, you can make him a playable character, right? But at what point is just adding new characters not an appeal to bring people in? So I think the road that Spike went down, and I haven't played any of these games, so I'm just going to kind of conjecture on what I think happened, was instead, let's reinvent the formula instead, because just otherwise we're just doing expansion packs for this other game, which is what ended up happening with the modding community on Tenkaichi 3. So to me, it's like, yeah, those games are not well remembered, Raging Blast and then Ultimate, but they were trying to do something different in an environment where they were being pressured to put out a new game every year, and Dragon Ball's popularity was waning rapidly.
Yeah, by then I really wasn't looking forward to games anymore. I think after Tenkaichi 2, I stopped buying them. So like you can, I didn't play any of the Raging Blast, because at that point I'm like, this doesn't seem appealing to me anymore. Just adding new characters or whatever you're doing here, I don't like this kind of game style. And because of that, like my love for the series, like, was dwindling down too before Battle of the Gods came out.
I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? Like, we knew Kai was happening at this point, and I guess maybe had already happened and was done before the Boo stuff would come back. But yeah, it was like there was nothing there to keep it fresh. The games were stagnating. There was no new content, no new movies. We had Dragon Ball Evolution as like this bad taste in our mouth as the most recent new thing that had come out. It was really a difficult time for the games and just being a Dragon Ball fan in general.
Wow, the Battle of the Gods really was like the resurgence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Then we started to get, crazy stuff. We had Xenoverse, which persists to this day. We're finally getting a third one after a decade. There's some other things here that I really want to fast touch on. We had Extreme Butoden for the 3DS done by Arc System Works. Did you guys play that?
No.
I played the demo.
Same here. And I was like, this is cool, and I'm happy for you, but I'm not looking to play a fighter like this on my 3DS, so I will pass.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't that game come with like the Japanese like Butoden, like the OG?
2.
With replaced music, right? Because our boy Kenji Yamamoto had been exposed.
His music was on it since then too, since number 2.
He started, in the late Famicom era,
Wow.
I want to say. But this reminds me of when, so like the Metal Gear Solid theme song, that da 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 da, is actually a plagiarism of this like old Russian song called like Going Down a Winter Path or something like that. And some moron who I hope had a firing squad aimed at him showed the song to Kojima and said, hey, why does the MGS theme song sound like this? And they immediately dropped using the Metal Gear Solid theme song. And it's like, hey, keep your mouth shut. You know? We lost Kenji Yamamoto. We lost the Metal Gear Solid theme song. Just everybody be cool, okay?
Stop trying to be that guy that's like, oh, I know this. Like, we all know this. We're just keeping it all to ourselves.
We are so lucky we did not lose Toyotaro. Everyone, chill out, be cool.
That's true. Chill out, be cool.
So another one that's a big one that everybody talks about, Dragon Ball Fusions for the 3DS.
Yes.
I really should check it out. You played it?
Yeah. That is a fantastic game marred by RNG. So I've rolled credits on Fusions. I've beaten that game, but I'm fuzzy because it's been a long time, but to unlock certain characters, you have to go and fight characters in certain areas, but then it will be RNG as to whether or not the character you're trying to unlock will show up. And I just don't have patience for stuff like that.
For the RNG system.
Right. And so there's like a certain level of gotcha to it in that way. GACHA. But in spite of that, man, that is still a fantastic game. You know, our trivia music that we use in the YouTube version is from Fusions.
Really?
Yeah. Actually, no lie, courtesy of Zenpai, who put together the mix for me. Because
great.
The Fusions music that's out there is cursed, and Zenpai put it in a workable format for me.
Okay. I still have. I bought Fusions back when it first came out, and it's still in a shrink wrap. I still have it. I'm like, yeah, I'll play this eventually. But this was during the time when I didn't play any games like at all, I guess, which is like nothing seemed appealing to me. The Raging Blast and the Tenkaichi games really put a sour taste in my mouth. It was only the Attack of Saiyans game that I really brought me back, or made me play and then stop again.
What did we do with Battle of Z? Did you guys play that game?
Just the demo. Hated it.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, I owned it. Bad game, but dude, when you got the one mechanic in that game to work, that was also heaven. There's these games have like nice ideas. When executed, it's like, this is awesome. I got 3 characters like attacking each other, attacking one guy at the same time. This feels just like Dragon Ball Z, but to unlock it feels like so tedious. I think you needed to have like other real life players to really do it well.
Yeah, there was no like the Genki
no one playing that game. Yeah. And I think I remember, I forget who it was, but someone hopped on a podcast with Mike and like talked about it. And yeah, but it was an interesting game, but didn't play well with me. Did you guys play any of the Jump Ultimate Stars games?
Yes, yeah. Jump Superstars, the first one. But yeah.
Jump Superstars came out. I think I played a little bit of that, but then immediately Jump Ultimate Stars came out, and I was like, that was my only came in Japan.
No, you could buy it in Best Buy here.
I bought it at Best Buy.
Yes, but it was still only in Japanese, right?
Yep. Which was the weirdest
I did buy it at Best
thing.
Buy. I bought it at Best Buy. Like, what? This is available here? I think that's why I got it, because I couldn't get the first, whatever it was. Yeah.
And it wasn't even like it was at premium prices either. It was just another game available at Best Buy.
For regular, yeah.
And that's, you had someone in like at the distribution level, like who goes and orders stuff, who was like, you know what? We got to get this one in here.
It's got Dragon Ball and Naruto. Yeah, the kids will eat it up.
Yeah, because for like, let's say we have some people listening to this podcast who never owned a DS. There was no region locking on that thing.
Oh yeah, that's why.
And so you could just play Japanese carts.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And you literally needed, unless you knew Japanese, you had to look up online how to go from the menu to play in the game, and to unlock characters too was a whole thing. You needed to do certain things. You needed to like not touch a character in like play a match, but not fight for 3 minutes solid, and then start fighting and to unlock a certain character. Like you wouldn't know that unless you knew Japanese or whatever. But yeah, that game was so cool, man. You could even play online against other people, except all the Japanese players would just like sit there to get their KD ratio up. So like if anyone did anything, they'd immediately quit. It was really weird, but still fun game.
I feel like now we're at that point where it's just Xenoverse fighters. Mm-hmm. We've got Kakarot and all of that.
Boy.
We're in the games as a service era of Dragon Ball.
Right. Where we no longer have 6 games on 4 platforms coming out in 1 year. And it's now just like, okay, we've got like these 4 or 5 and we're going to support these forever, which like, that's cool. I'm digging that because like looking through this list, I'm like, for just like a span of like 10 years, it's just bam, 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 nonstop for all these things.
But this prevents what happened with Spike. right? This prevents the Raging Blast and the Ultimate Tenkaichi and God forbid Dragon Ball Z for Connect, because you have this one platform that you can add characters to, add modes to, adjust, tinker
trading
with,
card
balancing.
game
Right.
bells.
Yeah. There's all sorts of stuff you can do to these, and you don't have to push a new game out every year. So in reality, buying the Daima pack for Sparking Zero is cheaper than buying another game that, also this has the Daima cast in it. And because gamers would expect you to not drop any characters on your way to the new game, you don't have to worry about that. You just do this. So this is like one case where the gasification, games as a serviceification of a series, of a franchise, to me makes sense.
Yeah. I think that it has its pluses and its minuses. Like, I think that's the one thing that I'm afraid of most is whatever they do for Smash Bros in the future. Like, you should have just made it so that you could just add more stuff to this rather than like, you've got to now license everything all over again because all of those licenses are for this product, this release.
And that is probably why we still don't have a Switch 2 version, because they would have to relicense Snake, Cloud. Yeah, good luck.
Bayonetta, like everything.
And Square Enix is going to want that money now. We're in a global recession. Square Enix wants that money.
Absolutely. So looking back on all these, we've played a ton of things. We have different experiences. Ken and I kind of have like a similar history. Doug has his own other one, which has been very, very cool. And I just want to know what is, I don't know. It sounded like it was insulting.
Condescending,
but Doug had his own perspective, which was different.
Doug had his own thing that was wrong, but he still had a good time.
No.
Why are we talking about Doug in past tense?
Yeah, what happened if I'm right here, Andy.
The things that Doug had done in the past, it's whatever. So
allegedly,
out of all these things that we've played, what is kind of like the one that is core to you, your favorite, or you have the most fondness for, that you wouldn't trade anything in the world for? And I'm going to start with Doug.
I'm glad I brought up Jump Ultimate Stars, because that really, I'm no joke. That was like, I had either lost the game or given it away. I literally went on eBay again and bought it for like $25. Like, and I wanted the game again. I needed it in my life. I unlocked everything all over again. Or I might have save files on the DS itself. I don't think that's how it works, right? It's on the cartridge.
No, for that was on the cartridge.
But yeah, I didn't care. I unlocked it all over again. It was such a good game, and just on the go. I used my DS so much after that for that game alone. I wish I got into the newer games, but they just all feel like Tenkaichi to me, and it's even more confusing. Like Randy brought over, what game did we play at my house?
Played Sparking Zero.
But it was like even more confusing button mashes where I'm like, why is he teleporting behind me? Before in Budokai, it was just like a circle button you would push and then you teleport behind him. But now you got to do up, down, left, right, and then you're behind him. It's really freaking weird.
I got to do some cuts here. I love how you took the Randy's request of what's your most central game to you to just totally all over the one that Randy loves.
You know what? That's because I was, using past tense and all these other things for him and saying that he had a special difference for me.
It just comes from the heart, Randy. I really just don't like these new games.
Doug, you're a special fan.
Thanks.
Ken, what's your pick?
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 Greatest Hits for PlayStation 2. And I don't think it's even close. I think Kakarot is, to me, the be-all, end-all Dragon Ball Z game, right? Like, people talk about, what's your dream Dragon Ball game? They made it. They made it for me. That exists.
Wow.
But before that, it was Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 Greatest Hits is...
Budokai 3.
That was my number one.
I wish I got the Greatest Hits version. I still had the regular.
Randy?
I mean, in the past, it would have been Budokai Tenkaichi 3. But I think that everything that Sparking Zero offers is what I always wanted out of that, to like continue and add more and things like that. But that's kind of an easy answer. And this one's also kind of an easy answer. This is something I do have within arm's reach.
Oh, he's reaching.
So I had said I had gotten a burned copy of this, but I had bought an actual copy of Legends for the PS1.
Nice.
And, I think it's the one thing that kind of opened the door for me to what Dragon Ball could be, because I got this after the Ocean stuff was airing. And so this is my first time being exposed to the Japanese version, hearing these voices, seeing these characters that, went on past Ginyu and all of that. Like, it gave me a roadmap of like the things that I get to look forward to for years to come, and to get used to a new language, experiencing media from, a property that doesn't come out here, or isn't from here, I should say. And, it's just it's a whole new thing. And I play it a lot. I go back to it here and there, and it's interesting. It's an interesting game. I wouldn't say that it's great, but
it should give you a certain sense of superiority, that this is not even a game you can perfectly emulate because of the red audio or whatever on it.
The Red Book audio.
Red Book audio, yeah. So, Doug, it's something like, and Randy, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's something like all of the music in the game is actually stored as audio tracks on the CD. And so emulating it, you don't have the music.
It doesn't, I don't think it plays entirely perfectly. Like, you might have some skipping here and there because, it's stored as like actual music files. Because if you aren't aware of how stuff worked for like the PlayStation, even back then, is that it wasn't music files. There was like a sort of a symphony of instruments that the PlayStation could play. And when you would program music for it for those games, you would just be like, okay, well, I'm going to write these songs and it's going to be translated to playing it kind of in real time, where it's like, all right, this one's going to play like these sort of like strings sort of things. So it's kind of like MIDI, but more robust, but like, it's not the full super orchestral stuff that you can get by like actual recordings. And this used like actual stuff like that. Granted, it was synthesizer stuff. So like, I don't know why we needed to go that way, but
just being fancy.
That's cool.
But now,
just
every
fancy.
time, Randy, you play this, you can be like, haha, I'm having an experience that none of these emulation plebs can have.
Well, here's the thing. I have a copy. I don't have a PlayStation. So I still just play it emulated. This is just for the shelf.
Posperity's sake, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm a fake fan. Sorry.
You wish you a truer fan that you own that before you own the actual console to play it on. I've always wanted to own the Playdia, eradicate the Super Saiyan games, but I'm never going to own the Playdia itself. But
yeah.
If we're done talking about games, I want to give a shout out to the mobile games, the Dokkan Battle and Legends of it all.
Talk about those
games that are just very addicting because it's basically the gacha system, the GACHA system. But you got to give it to it. Like, it does have that addicting thing where it's just like, oh, I want to pull this new card. Like, it's trading cards, but for the mobile game, and throw a little mini game in there. Like Dokkan Battle is just like the matching the colors, but it gets so much more. I played it for like, I think 7 years straight, and they really had you with like the daily tasks you need to do. I finally cut both games, that and Legends cold turkey. So I don't have that constant feel of like, I need to log in every day and do this.
That's what Pokemon trading card game Pocket is.
Now I have that, which is that. But yeah, at least only one game instead of two. But it really was like, at a certain point, stuff just became about the meta of it all. So I wouldn't even like figure out teams that are best on my own. Like, I'd look up online. Like, I would try at first to figure out a team that works out. Wouldn't be able to do it because I'm not that great at that kind of stuff, and then just look online. This is the best team, use this team, and then just wipe the floor. Animations on Dokkan Battle have gotten so cool though. Like,
I saw the Gohan one.
Yeah, they really do a good job on there, and to see that on your phone is really cool. And Legends, the meta for that, because you had to play online with real people a lot of the time, and people like the meta is to like glitch the game on purpose. So it's like, I don't want to play this and have to do all that, so I stopped that.
Yeah,
but still fun. It's fun. Like, for, I want to pull this card. I got the character. Yeah, that feeling is just like, yeah, it's great.
The gambling, it feels great, and that's okay. You can like gambling
responsibly.
Yeah, of course. There's just so many games. We skipped over so many, barely mentioned some, and I'm sure that everybody out there has their own very special journey that they've gone on with Dragon Ball stuff. But we're going to take a break, and then we're going to come back and we will listen to what you guys had for your journeys. So we'll see you in just a sec. Alrighty, we are back here with more we got a podcast, and we've had fun talking about our history with the Dragon Ball franchise. But what do y'all have for your stories for Dragon Ball stuff? Because Ken is out there, man in the blue sky, putting out the call. What is your journey with the Dragon Ball video game line? Where'd you start? What's your favorite? Any fun stories to tell? So, Ken, I'd like you to take this first one here from Parker Rico.
Yeah, Parker says, my favorite memory with the Dragon Ball game is the first Budokai game with the Makanko Sapo minigame. Me and my brothers, along with help from our dad, could not beat that minigame for the longest time. Looking back at it, it was quite easy. As a wee lad, I instinctively rotated both analog sticks instead of just using one of them. Despite it being rough, I still enjoy the first Budokai game. As for my favorite, either Legacy of Goku 2 or Budokai 3. It's hard to believe those games got sequels, and I'm glad that the devs improved as they went on. Especially with the first Legacy of Goku game, that game stunk. Yeah.
You know, it's in retrospect, it's very fun to look back and like, oh man, I love that game. And then they made a sequel and it's so much better. That first one sucks. It's like, you loved that first one first, but like, you couldn't see how much better it could get.
Right. It's night and day between Legacy of Goku 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jacob Sawyer says, I have played Fighters, Kakarot, and Advance Adventure. My favorite of those is probably Kakarot. My kid and I have spent a lot of time on it. Oh man. There is so many, if you wanted to jump back and take a look, as we went over, where we had 2 hours of like, we got to skip over this. This is too much. We got to keep going. There's just a billion games. But yeah, man, Kakarot is just full. It is generous. Absolutely.
Spirit Bomb, aka Russ, says, if it wasn't for games, I don't know if I would be a Dragon Ball fan. Budokai 1 was so fundamental in my fandom, it's how I experienced the, quote, full story of Raditz to sell, back when reruns were inconsistent and VHS/DVDs were scarce or expensive. Budokai 1 through 3, Supersonic Warriors, and Boo's Fury solidified my fandom. So special. Nowadays, I like most of them. I put over 150 hours into the first Xenoverse, loved Kakarot, loved Fighter Z, and have recently put a lot of time into Sparking Zero.
Russ brings up something like something that I've always thought too is that I bet you a lot of the fandom has consumed Dragon Ball through video games. Like probably they definitely watched the anime first, but then the games are so shorter and more replayable, and because it has like cutscenes, I'm sure a lot of people remember that a little like for like an abridged version of it, and then that's what they stick to, kind of thing.
Yeah,
and it's even me like thinking back, I'm like, oh, doesn't Cell when he gets killed by Gohan, he like yells, "But I'm perfect." I'm like, oh, it's a much better line than what the dub gave us in the actual English, if I remember correctly. But yeah,
I don't know for sure, but something feels like Toonami wasn't re-airing Ocean episodes once they got into the later stuff. So your really only recourse was to play the video games.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Once I got to the Cell arc, yeah.
And even then, when for re-airing them, it was one episode a day and things like that. And if you wanted to buy the show on VHS or DVD, like that's $30 for 3 to 4 episodes. You spend $50. You get Budokai 1. That's Raditz to Cell. You got it covered. You can just relive that over and over again. Same thing for all the other ones, getting more of the story. But
that great Saiyaman unlock.
Oh, right? Gosh, that felt legendary. It's like, I'll look into the future.
Yeah.
Nerdy, who says, Budokai 3 was not only my first Dragon Ball game, it was the first time I saw Dragon Ball animated ever, having only read the manga up to that point. Since I didn't know any better, I played the game dubbed, and that made me a lifelong dub fan, even if I cringed when I went back to the actual DBZ dub. Budokai 3 introduced me to my favorite melody-stealing Dragon Ball composer, and it also was the start of me buying every Dragon Ball game I could find for every console I had. If I had to pick a favorite, it would still be Budokai 3. The gameplay, graphics, music, and mode selection still has it ranking on the top of my list. Yeah, man, Budokai 3 is absolutely top tier in all of these games. And, I mean, you had the dub. That's like, at least for us in America, like that was kind of like what it was until Greatest Hits of 3, where it's like, all right, fine, you can have a little bit of a Japanese thing. That's okay. And it wasn't until Burst Limit where they had like a thing on the back that says, includes the original Japanese opening by Hironobu Kageyama. It's like a first time. So like, that's just how it was.
Jake says, I discovered SNES emulation via my older brother's web surfing circa 1998. Around the same time I discovered Dragon Ball Z in Japanese. We started with SNES 9X, but I eventually switched to ZSNES. Didn't know anything about emulation differences. The menus simply look cooler. Wow, this one has snow. So true. So true, my dude. We stumbled across a smattering of Dragon Ball Z ROMs and fell in love with Super Budokai 2. Its visuals and music were instant hooks in my brain. Super Budokai 2 had some fun quirks too, like Goku being unplayable unless you knew the cheat code for unlocking him and Broly. Oh man, no de banda! Gohan! Kakarot! Another fun side effect of having played this Japan-only game was learning more ways marketing will lie to us if they can help it. Magazine ads for Taiketsu, a GBA game released in 2003, proudly advertised that it was the, quote, first Dragon Ball Z game to feature Broly, and I knew better. Sunglasses emoji. Anyway, give Super Famicom games like Super Budokai 2 and Hyper Dimension a solid solid hour of play each. They're great little time capsules for what fans were playing at the time. A little clunky, but plenty of charm. Also, Gohan's theme is insanely iconic, and it's a shame it's never been reused. That's one thing we didn't talk about, was Kenji Yamamoto was reusing other people's music, but his own themes through these games, right? So Piccolo would have his theme in the games. Gohan would have his theme. Trunks would have Hikari no Willpower, right?
Yeah.
Willpower is light, the light of willpower. And that's a game that if you think of Trunks, you think of that song. And that's a song that comes from the games.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's good. Man,
I didn't notice
those
that.
games had great music. I got to go back. I got to play all of the Super Butoden games again.
Pro tip for all those content creators out there: I think like the Budokai game soundtrack is like clear to use on the background of like videos. I don't see people.
All of the video games are, I think.
Yeah.
Nero Nova says, my favorite memory has to be when I was younger, and all I had was a SNES, wishing there was a Dragon Ball game for it. Now picture this. Family is walking in the city when my mom goes, hey, is that a Dragon Ball game? My head instantly turns towards some street vendor with a TV on the other street. In it was what I could tell was Piccolo in a forest. Sadly, my family chose to not stop walking, even as I pleaded to just let me see. So all I could do was walk backwards as that tiny image slowly shrunk in the distance.
Oh no! Just like
God, that's heartbreaking. By the time we had a chance to go back, vendor was gone like a mirage. It wasn't until years later, an emulation, that I learned it was probably one of the Butoden games, and the guy was probably selling bootlegs of it. But let me tell you, that would have been enough for little old me back in the day. Oh,
hell yeah,
man! Ouch.
It just adds to that mysticism of things, though, right? Like it's like, what is that? What is that? I've only seen that there in the distance, and it's gone. No. It was such a special feeling. Just a random side story. There is a application that somebody has made called MUVR, which is a thing you can run on your PC, and you put your VR headset on, and it is just a bedroom with you can put in games and consoles and things like that, decorate it with different posters and all these other things. And like getting my room set up, putting a Super Nintendo in there, and I'd put the Hyper Dimension ROM in there, which then just makes a cartridge with it in there. And then you can just pop it in there, move the power on thing, and it's playing that. My room decked out with like the same posters that I had growing up. Wow.
Like, this is the ultimate reality I wanted.
Back to, yeah,
it's good stuff.
Moro the Planet Eater, who I can't wait to see next year, says, my first games were Dragon Ball SNES games, all in Japanese on an emulator, and spending ages trying to figure out what to press. I love playing the Legacy of Goku games, and I spent an insane amount of time on Dragon Ball Z Legendary Super Warriors. Finished it nearly 20 years later.
Whoa.
Wow.
Dang. That's impressive.
That beats my GTA Platinum.
Neldor, who says, me and my brother used to play the Raging Blast 1 and 2 demos all the time, to the point I remember those games having local co-op. Eventually, we got our first full Dragon Ball game. Unfortunately, it was Battle of Z, whose character types and card mechanics completely eluded us. Yeah, that was the part that really threw me off, was like, what do you mean, like, Gohan can only do these things? Like, they had different character classes, and, like, I was locked out of using characters the way I wanted to, so I was like, I don't want this.
Silly Rookie says legendary image, but I think they're just talking about the picture of that Toriyama has where it's Vegeta and Goku playing games, which was the image used on Blue Sky for advertising this episode. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to jump into Rob, of course, every time. Well, my journey with Dragon Ball games started with watching family member play Dragon Ball Z Kyoshu Saiyan on their legal Famicom and trying it out and not understanding anything. The first Dragon Ball Z game I would own is Dragon Ball Z Budokai. It was really fun. And my journey with Dragon Ball Z games continued from there. One of my favorite memories is playing Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2 with the family with the story mode. We each picked a character to play and pass around the controller when it's that person's turn. Sidebar, I don't remember that at all. That's pretty cool.
What?
We got to replay Budokai 2. I didn't know that you could have multiple people playing like story mode.
Well, yeah, because everybody's got their it's different character thing you would move on
it's like
board. I have
Goku's
no
turn to
idea.
move, and then it's like
So yeah, you
okay,
just
that
hand the
is cool.
controller.
Of course, I don't think I ever played that game with another human soul. So.
No, me neither. I didn't even think about doing it that way.
All right,
That's smart.
Rob continues. If I had to pick favorites, I'd go with Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3, Boo's Fury, and Fighter Z. All of them were really fun. Budokai 3 with all the what's in the game, Boo's
What
Fury
ifs.
being really fun. What ifs? There you go. Well, yeah, kind of. Boo's Fury being really fun, and one of my favorite arcs, and Fighter Z is just a really great fighting game that I enjoyed playing. For my last post, so for those who don't know, we usually limit it to 3 skeets. For this one, I opened it up to 4, so Rob's really taking advantage of that 4th one. For my last post, there are games I would love to play at some point, such as Dragon Ball Z Attack of the Saiyans and Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure, since I've heard they are really fun games. I also need to pick up Kakarot at some point, since I really liked what I've seen of it as well. And you should, Rob, because Kakarot is great.
Those are a solid 3 choice of games to play, like honestly.
Yep.
It's interesting, I've talked about why I love Budokai 3 so much, but I'm very curious as to why everyone else loves it. Is it just the same reasons, or is there such a...
Same reasons.
What were your reasons? Yeah, it's just they nailed every aspect of it by then.
Yeah.
They finally mastered their craft from 1 and 2.
Yeah, the gameplay was fun. The music was a blast. It was just I had friends. I lived around people who also played video games, so I could play battles with friends who were also into Dragon Ball all the time.
No, I didn't have friends that liked Dragon Ball like that, so it was just me on my own playing these games. But it was so
Still
fun.
don't.
Still don't. Still don't. Honestly.
Edwin McDuck, who says, like many US fans, my first Dragon Ball game was Legacy of Goku. Not a great game, but much better than the waste of money that was my second DBZ game. Dragon Ball Z collectible card game, aka Dragon Ball Z. Why? Things got much better that Christmas with Budokai on PS2 and Legendary Super Warriors. I kept up with all of the US releases for some time. The Dragon Ball games were mainstays on my Christmas wishlist in December and my birthday wishlist in the summer until I just started buying them myself. I even used a portion of my hard-earned wages as an adult to buy Dragon Ball Evolution on PSP.
Wow, hardcore fan.
The 1-2 punch of Ultimate Tenkaichi and Battle of Z is where I started playing less, and these days I'm behind on the games. I do play Sparking Zero. I have fond memories of the PS2 era. The Budokai series was great. Budokai Tenkaichi / Sparking, phenomenal after the first one. Super DBZ was fun. Sagas exists.
That Saga sure does exist.
Sagas doesn't need to exist because Kakarot is what Sagas should have been.
But we want to get that awesome intro cutscene.
There's so much stuff in
By
there
One
that's
Piece.
drawn by Shimanuki at his worst.
At his worst.
It is.
It was a different style, though, and I appreciated seeing that.
I have this theory that One Piece chews up animators and spits them back out into Dragon Ball, a changed person. And Shimanuki was definitely one of those. I think continues to be one of those.
He got way better.
I didn't care I didn't care for him in Super at all.
Wow.
But,
yeah, well, I'm talking he comes back in Super and is bad until later parts in Super where I think he's recovered quite a bit.
Well, I mean, maybe he got away from One Piece because, he did Shimanuki soloed the Saga's opening. I don't know, but it is definitely him at his worst.
Worse, but still different. I appreciate all these video games for giving us these new cutscenes too, of moments that we're used to seeing from the anime. Just whoa, this is what it looks like with modern animators.
Yeah,
really, really cool.
Well, Shimanuki was a legacy animator,
right?
Wasn't
but
it?
not no, but drawn with the computer as opposed to hand drawn.
Gotcha.
Yeah. No, games. The one thing about games is that they always released around October 17th or something like that. My birthday is October 15th. So I can never ask for it ahead of time for my birthday because my birthday came a few days too soon, so they'd have nothing for me on the day kind of thing. So I was like, no, so close. And that's why like, I never really kept up with the games, because it'd be just like, no. And they didn't look good either. I didn't ask for them, and I didn't bother buying them myself.
Oh.
Weeba, our final entrant here, says, some of my earliest memories were watching my older brothers and their friends play through some of those early PS2 games. Those games would have actually been my introduction to the Dragon World, and here I am over 20 years later, still loving the franchise. Although I'm not big on 2D/arena fighting games, I enjoy how the series will branch out into different avenues. My first year of college, I spent hours on fusions for the 3DS and having fun with mixing and matching all of the characters. Plus, the game had some much-needed Jocko love. My favorite game, bar none, is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. I feel like it's one of the only games in the series that has this little bit of something for everyone. I hope that Xenoverse 3 will take cues when designing its world and story, but I guess we'll see. P.S. Where's my Kakarot game that covers the first 194 chapters, Banco?
Whoa.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
You know, I was always hoping that they would give us DLC that's like, all right, let's do original Dragon Ball. The closest.
Half.
Yeah, the closest we got was 23rd Budokai and a little flashback of fighting, Piccolo Daimao, but it's a bummer.
Yeah, that might be the only way we could get it nowadays, with like Dragon Ball Z being the main focus that they know will sell kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, would you buy a game that's like, okay, it's not Raditz Taboo, but it's Pilaf Taboo?
We would, but they wouldn't, not the mass majority of people would.
Yeah. I don't even know what style of game you would do that would work well for both sections of the franchise at that point.
Dating sim.
Oh. Visual novel. It's just the manga.
Date this
It's got
fist.
music.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think we'll get
Man.
another season of Kakarot at some point, right? They will have to still kind of milk that game.
Especially with Super coming back.
Right.
Oh.
Super, hope of GT. But I think, yeah, Doug, you might have it on the nose. I think it would be more likely than anything that we'll get some sort of something super leading up to Moro coming back. I think that Moro train, the advertising, the marketing on that is going to be crazy.
Yeah.
If they're smart, it will be.
Yoku.
Well, thank you everybody for shouting out and sharing your story, because it's very fun for all of us, where we all get to kind of like have these special things that kept us going in a time when we didn't have new episodes of stuff. And then even now we still got things coming out, and that's really, really rad.
Yeah, if we didn't read your comment, like if you didn't comment at all, please comment in this video or whatever to let us know your story. I'd love to hear it. I'm sure we'd all love to hear it.
Exactly. And clearly the Budokai series means a lot to all of you as much as it does us. So again, we're going to do it. We're going to do Budokai 1, and it's going to be a lot of fun to sit down and talk about it. Really chew that game up, the three of us. And then, of course, hear what you guys all had to say about it, too. It'll be a good time. Speaking of good times, is trivia, of course, from the upset look on Doug's face and Ken, who just wants it all to end because this episode has gone on forever. I'll keep it quick. So we've got 3 quick questions here from Trivia Deity Zenpai. Question number 1. In Japan, the first Dragon Ball Z Budokai game ended up releasing between 2 landmark products for the franchise. What were they? So 2 other things that were not video games, but came out in between them.
One of them is the Kanzenban.
Yep, correct.
Oh, the American Dragon boxes?
I mean, Kai wasn't until, 2007, 2008?
2009.
2009, even? And the OVA was 2008, so I'm going to say Kanzenban and the OVA.
Doug was actually closer on that second one, because it is the Kanzenban and then the first Dragon Box. So Kanzenban came out December 2002. And the first Dragon Box came March 2003.
Where the hell did I pull that out of my? That's
and isn't it
between the two of us?
Isn't it like none of this was planned and they all just happened to hit at the same time?
Timing was unintentional, since the game was originally slated for release in August 2002 before Kazuhiko Torishima told the development team to redo the entire game. All right, cool.
Wow.
Torishima just coming in and being like, "Do it again, start over."
Well,
Question number 2.
He's right.
Why is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 called Sparking Meteor in Japan?
I have
Why Meteor?
no idea.
So the first one's called Sparking.
Then Neo.
Second one's called Neo. Meteor.
Because Meteor was
So, like-
originally the name for Trinity in The Matrix.
Oh,
Is it
that's
really?
fun.
I'll take that to my trivia nights at the bar.
So he points out that is a reference to meteor smashes from the Super Batoden series. So that was a fighting mechanic, and that was these combos. And Final Bout had them too, where it would be like the camera spins around your characters as they're just doing these long combos, and you'd hit them away, and it would be like meteor smash down on the on the bottom. So
What was the name of the move that the game probably gave the move that Goku does to Piccolo during the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai, where he like Bruce Lee kind of punches him in the gut and like it's just shot. I think that's like Meteor something too. I think they named it in actually Attack of the Saiyans. That's how I know it.
I think it's just meteor combo.
Maybe Meteor Smash. I think it is too.
And number 3, what is the name of the developer of the 3DS game Dragon Ball Fusions? So who developed Fusions?
Is it Dimps? It's not Dimps.
It ain't Dimps.
It's Okatron 3000.
No.
No. Oh, man. I don't know.
So
Hideo
these
Kojima
people-
Productions.
these people are known for making a bunch of things. I believe they did Wii Fit. They also did... I got it right over
Here
here.
we go.
Pandora's Tower for the Wii.
Oh, Exceed.
Nope, that is who published it in the US.
I don't know. Who was it?
Ganbarian.
Good for them. Gambate.
Yeah. I think they also did like some did they do like some recent One Piece game? Was it like Odyssey? I don't remember. Anyway, they've been around. They've done a lot of stuff. But that's the trivia. That's the show. So thanks for listening.
Thank God.
We love interacting with you and keeping you in the conversation, even if it's 3 hours long, talking about our favorite franchise in the world. You can post at us on Blue Sky. We're over there at wegotapodcast.com. And you can email us at show@wegotapodcast.com.
And thank you to Rifti Beats for letting us use the track Kakarot Theme's hip hop trap remix.
There you
can
got
find
it.
that track and other great music by Rifti on his SoundCloud. Ken, where can the people find you?
At detectivex.bsky.social.
And Randy?
You can find me at saberbreaker@wegotapodcast.com over there on Blue Sky.
And me. You can find me at Drbaz Doug.
What an episode. Originally on our timeline, which is horrendously out of date, but, this was supposed to be the Budokai 1 review, but none of us had played it ahead of time. So this just ended up being kind of a wider discussion, and I had a really good time doing this one, adding this to our repertoire of things we do. So maybe we might have some kind of more broader, open discussions about different things and histories. Maybe we can talk about music at some point, although that gets a little muddy with... I can't edit in that kind of thing to the YouTube version, so you just have to know. But as for next episode, we're returning to our reviews. No, not a re-review, but something that I have wanted to take a look at for a long time. And what better timing than with Seed of Might's version 2 color correction of the original Dragon Ball. We're going to be taking a look at part 1 of the wedding dress arc from Dragon Ball. So your assignment for next week is Dragon Ball episodes 149 and 150. Just 2 episodes. You can do it. I believe in you. Ganbarian.
He's talking to me. He's talking to me specifically.
And with that, we'll catch you Matanator.
Bye.
Bye-bye.